Okay, so we've got some funky vibes going on here with this eclipse. And I wanted to just pop in and do a short little recording here. I think this one is going to be short because I'm pretty tired right now. The eclipses, but it's a solar eclipse. I'm always much more drained by a solar eclipse. But I was just talking to Michael and I said something. I said I was talking about numbers, right? I said a number. He says I said 33,000. I'm making up random numbers as I was talking about business, as one does. You're familiar with this if you're in any of my business tiers, of which are you? It's how that works. The numbers don't matter. We just make them up as we go. So he says I said 33,000. I remember saying 7,000. I also had this very strange moment where it's I literally feel like I just blipped into another timeline where I was still talking to him right now. I feel like we blipped timelines and then blipped back. And that's so fucking weird because I don't even I don't have a better, do I have further information? Not really. I would say that I blinked and then it's like I was somewhere else, but I was still here. And then I came back, but then I couldn't remember what I had just said. Now, this is not the first time that this has happened. This has happened many times, particularly over the past, 2 months. Did it used to happen all the time? No. Has it started happening more now? Yes. So that's a factor. But I just wanted to kind of pop in and say that there's, I don't know. I feel so strange. I feel so strange every time anything like this happens in my third eye. I feel very weird in my head. It's very similar to the time that I saw the spaceship over Dallas. And, I saw a spaceship blip into the sky, and it was huge and right over us. Well, it was probably actually more about a half a mile away. But it looked like it was right over us given the angle. And it was only there for maybe 0.05 of seconds, very short period of time. I saw it, and then it was gone. And it was just only there for an instant. And then it's I knew that I had seen it. I still know that I had seen it. I still remember what it looked like. I could not describe it if I had to because I don't know how to, I don't think there's Earth terms for that. I've drawn some grids that mimic it. It was definitely an Andromedan designed ship. I can tell you where it's from, but I can't describe. If you know, you know. Okay, honeys, thank you. Yeah, it's like that. It's like that every time this weird time stuff happens. It's like I'll be in a timeline and then it's something happens and then it's I get blipped out and then it's yeah, so it's I remember I saw the ship, but then it's right after, I was literally trying to describe it to Michael and I was I can't even communicate how, it's the memory started fading very quickly. And specifics about the scenario were not there any longer. A very lazy Men in Black flashy thing vibe. When I said men, my entire phone screen just glitched. That is wild, okay? That's really wild. That was really, really, really weird. That was weird. The whole recording just glitched when I said that. Okay. Anyways, I feel were you about to say something?
Yeah, what's funny is that speaking of time switches, so I don't remember you ever change. I remember
what
you said
experience?
It was an Antarian ship. It wasn't an Andromedan ship when you first saw it.
Yeah, no, it is an Antarian. It was an Antarian ship, but it's an Andromedan designed ship. Andromeda.
Yeah, that's why they design all the ships
for everybody in. A few universes, they're kind of the masters of ship design because they have all that. It's a smart ship, plus it's also a sentient ship, plus it's also a nature ship.
Yeah.
Plus very high tech that some of the Earth tech's been reverse engineered from Andromedan tech, but they did it really really just like stupidly, in my opinion, like, because I remember what the real tech looks like. I also couldn't describe that if I had to. Like, I'm like, well, it kind of looks like a phone or a tablet, but better. And it can biomechanically interface with interdimensional vessels. What, like it's hard? Like, they tried to mimic that with the fingerprint. Poorly. That thing only works half the fucking time. On my phone, it's like, we do not recognize your fingerprint. Like, yes, that's because I'm not from your planet. I'm just visiting, thank you. But I do have one of your fabulous little Earth vessels. I got incarnated right into one of those. I'm a human. I'm a citizen. Thank you. I'm here. Literally.
Was born on the soil.
'Twas born in Arkansas. Fun little fact if you didn't know about me. I was born in Little Rock, Arkansas in 1989. There were some interesting people in that place at that moment in time. I picked up some interesting codes. If you know, you know. There I was, a wee little goddess, chilling. My little Earth vessel, like, these people are weird. I thought Viennettas were going to taste better than they do. It looked like the peak of elegance. I'm telling you, in Arcturus, there's something that looks like a Viennetta that tastes so good. And I remember I tried a Viennetta at a Christmas party that my parents had taken me to. I was like, I don't know, 4 or 5 with very good table manners. It was important. So yeah, I was sitting there and I was like, oh my God, a Viennetta. Because I had seen the commercial like 5 billion times. It was like 1993 or 1994, right? And it just was like, elegance, hello. And then we tried it and I was like, little watery. I was such a judgy kid. I was judging a billionaire's library when I was 19. Like, this man don't read. You can tell this library's for show. He does not read. I didn't know he was a billionaire at the time. I just knew he had a big house. But as it turns out, he was a billionaire. And I was hardcore judging his library. And I'm still judging it. I'm back there right now. I'm still there. Hold on. I'm judging. It was, he had like an odd amount of Reader's Digest editions of books for somebody with that large of a house and that zip code of Los Angeles. It was a funky time, people. I don't know what to tell you, okay? Like, I mean, I guess money can't buy class. I don't know what to say. Apparently, it can't buy leather-bound editions of Shakespeare that aren't from the Reader's fucking Digest collection. Oh my God, what does a bitch have to do to get a gilt edge up in here? I mean, come on. Like, I was thinking, I mean, it was 2 stories, people. Okay, I was thinking it was going to give Biltmore vibes, and it did not. Georgie's judging from the afterlife, okay? He's like, your library's puny. George Vanderbilt was so hot. Anyways, so, yeah, solar eclipse vibes. All kinds of solar eclipse vibes. The vibes are vibing. I'm exhausted. I don't have a lot of like big brain words to say to you guys right now. I just kind of wanted to like pop in, tell you about my weird little timeline shit. It's happening right now. There's like nothing going on the Schumann. It's like, it's dead over there. Like that club is not popping at the moment. It looks like we have been shifting in and out of collapsed timelines as well. From the last time I looked at it, it was like a bunch of timeline shifts, a lot of what I call timeline surfing. So going in and out of different things like, oh, do I want this one? Nope. I kind of like cycling through your like, you know, your Rolodex in 1975, right? Like, who should I call? You know, like that's what we've been doing with the timelines lately. So there's that. I found a whole bunch of stuff connected to a past life of mine the other night that when I was originally researching it, because I have my name and photos and things from that past life, I was predominantly active in like the 1970s in that one. And I found a whole bunch of stuff on YouTube that I had never seen before. I haven't watched it yet. It doesn't have me in it. Unfortunately, there's no video footage of me, nothing like that. There's very few photos. But I'm very interested to listen to it. It's all audio. It's not audio footage of me either. That'd be so cool. I would love to hear what my vocal pattern sounded like from my last incarnation. I think I sounded very similar, but I was from New York in that incarnation. I was predominantly spent all of my time in New York, Los Angeles, London, darling. A little bit outside of London, too. And funnily enough, the North Carolina mountains, right back where I am now, except nobody in my history talks about my time in the North Carolina mountains. I had to remember that one all on my own. Thank you. Coven of One technology activated. Check mark. So anyways, yeah, lots of slippy time stuff. I've also been encountering, like, there's a lot of new Mandela effects being reported, I've noticed. And Mandela effects happen because of timeline shifts. You were on one timeline, and then you're on another timeline. So that's why those things shift, right? It's all just down to being on a different timeline. So there's been a ton of those new ones coming online, and I'm expecting that I wonder if they also have something to do with like collapsed timelines, and then those collapsed timelines showing up on the like main timeline. I'm not 100% sure. I'm still in the process of my own remembering, you know what I mean? But I feel like that might be in some way connected. Anyways, so funky vibes are afoot. If you're feeling anything funky, probably just blame the funky vibes. A few things to keep in mind. Be doing a lot of clearing. Sound clearing, smoke clearing, whatever kind of freaking frequency clearing you want to do, just clear the vibes, right? One thing that I've been doing a lot lately, I change clothes a lot. So when I wake up in the morning, I don't stay in the clothes that I've slept in. I tend to change my clothes pretty early. I might literally just put on more comfy clothes, I'm always in comfy clothes, so there's that, but I might just literally put on more PJs, like, because sometimes, it's like 7 a.m. when I get up, and I'm like, gotta change my clothes, because you're bringing those codes with you, like, even though your clothes and your vessel aren't going to the dream realm with you, they're just kind of stewing in the frequencies that you're in the dream realm while you're there, you know what I mean? Like, they're like in your bed, like, stewing in frequencies, and then you may not find it the most resonant to stay in those frequencies when you are awake. So I've been changing my clothes a lot. Also, if I leave the house, I have going out clothes, and then I have house clothes. And so pretty immediately changing my clothes when I get inside the house as well helps to clear any frequencies that I pick up out and about that are not just, that are not resonant to like my highest vibration. Lots of rest, lots of hydration. I feel like a lot of high protein and just like really chilling as much as possible this week. Like, this is not the week to push it. This is not the week to send it. This is not the week to blah, 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 blah. Like, just vibe, bro. You know what I mean? Tune into the relax to receive frequency. Really tuning into a new paradigm of business. We've been releasing the new paradigm of business frequencies that I channeled in Monetize Your Magic and in the Cosmic Coaching Collective. And those are really tuning me into just like an entirely new concept of the way of like receiving money, doing business, setting up my brand architecture so that it really aligns with my energy flows. I've been really tuning into like, I just don't have the energy that I once did. And that's just where I am. I'm just in a season where I need to do less and impact more and also simultaneously receive more for all of the things I've already done. Because if you didn't know, I have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours of content sitting in Witchery U in my various levels of subscription to Witchery U in witchcraft, magic, business, brand building, entrepreneurship, We have so many frequencies, frequencies that are not accessible publicly, meditations, energy work and healings and different things that you can access, like just all kinds of different stuff, like so many different things from, my almost decade-long career as a professional witch, and then doing, I've been started my first brand when I was 20, so 16 years ago, and just like all of the stuff that I've collected, we've collected it all into witchery. So it's like you can get me on demand whenever you want, according to the focus and vibe you're wanting at that moment in time. So we've got all different kinds of options. We'll drop some links below in the description. I'm tired, so that's what I've got for that. And I'm going to go eat dinner. Solar Eclipse, March 29th. So that's going to be occurring. The vibes are vibing. Just chill. It's no big deal. Fluorite your bestie right now. Fluorite is your bestie. Get a chunk of fluorite, pop it on your third eye, listen to some ascended frequencies. I've got the master key to energy clearing on right now. Sleep to ascended frequencies. When you sleep to ascended frequencies, you wake up in ascended frequencies. So when you come back to this planet, you're not thrown into the gross density of Earth. Yeah, right? Not necessarily always the vibe to like wake up on this place. So when you go to sleep in the ascended frequencies, though, you awaken in the ascended frequencies. And so when you wake up in ascended frequencies, it's not jarring. And you're just like, oh, yes, I have returned to this planet. Okay. Yes, I'm here. But it's not like, oh, God, I'm back on Earth. So if you've been feeling like that at all, who hasn't felt like that on occasion, make sure that you're sleeping to ascended frequencies. We have sleep versions that are black screen, 11 hours long, so they're not going to wake you up 6 fucking hours into your slumber. No, that's peasant vibes. Thank you. We don't do that here. Luxury witch vibes only. Rest, hydrate, go forth, be fabulous, and I'll talk to you in the next episode. Okay, a quick little PS here. Just recording this a couple hours later. So, I was in the living room. Michael's in the bedroom, putting the sheet back on the bed. He did some laundry earlier. And, we have this big mirror in our living room. And I thought he walked out of the bedroom, but I also logically I had just walked in here, and I knew that he was he'd not just walked in here, right? But I was like, I saw a man about 6 foot, maybe 6'1" tall, but he had light hair. It seemed like maybe like a reddish blonde kind of, and poofy. It's the only way I can put it. If you don't know, Michael has shoulder length, brown, straight hair, right? Vibes. So definitely not his hair in this timeline. Sort of similar to another one, but a little bit redder. He's when he goes blonde, he goes full blonde, okay? He's smiling and nodding his head. He always misses his blonde hair. Anyways, so we're both blondes at home. Which is funny because we're brunettes here, but don't worry. I think I'm going to get the little blondie situation going on again here. You know what I mean? Anyways, okay, so I look in the mirror, and I see a dude walk out of the bedroom and into our kitchen in the mirror. And I'm like, okay, not him. Sure enough, he's still putting the sheet on the bed because we have these straps to keep the sheet on the bed, right? That he's wrestling with right now. So I walk in the kitchen and I jokingly say, what, did they double rent the apartment? And I heard a male voice say, yeah, immediately right then. Because I just said, I was I keep feeling hair on my arms, but my hair's up right now, and I'm wearing a spaghetti strap nightgown, it's a little dress situation, but bought it in sleepwear at Target a few years ago, back when Target still had quality sleepwear. I don't know if you've bought anything from Target lately, but oof, the quality's not there anymore, people. Really sad, very sad. But the closest Target, the closest Target to us is an hour and a half away. And we went there in August, and I was so disappointed because the quality was just like, it was not good. Anyways, so I kept feeling hairs, like hair on my like arms. Like there's no hair on my arm. Like I like a long, like, you know, like I have long hair. I've had long hair most of my life. Like all but maybe a couple of months when I had a questionable shoulder length haircut when I was like in the second grade, and also again when I was 21. But that was it. Like I've had long hair my whole life. Like it felt like there was like hairs on, like, you know, when you get a stray hair that's shedded off and you're like, oh, a hair. There's no hair on, I can still feel it. So I was like, what am I like walking through the hairs of the timeline? Like, and then I was like, what did they double rent the apartment? Like they rented it like twice, one in each timeline to make extra money. And then I heard a male voice say, yeah, except here's the wild thing. Where I was in the kitchen, anything that is said in the bedroom, you can't hear it. Also, there's a frequency playing right now, which means you extra can't hear it. Like anything, like if I go in the kitchen and Michael says anything, especially just like quietly, like I can't. So I can hear him saying like some muffled, oh, she can't hear me. You can't hear me. Like I heard him say that. It distinctly sounded like the frequency was coming from around the corner in the bedroom, right? I could hear you a tiny little bit, but I did not hear the same. So the weird part about hearing the male voice say yeah earlier is I heard it from in the dining room, which is a straight shot to where I was standing in the kitchen. There was no distortion the way that you get when I hear your voice coming from the bedroom. Sounded like somebody was standing right here and said, yeah. Like, and the wild thing is, because I think I've seen this guy multiple times now in this apartment. Like, I have seen some really interesting crossover interdimensional traffic in this apartment. And I'm like, I feel like I'm literally living on top of people here. Like and not in like a haunted way. That's normal. It's like, you know, we're like, oh, okay. So would you like the dining room? Like I've had ghosts in kind of small apartments before, you know, no big deal. Like when I got Suzette, if you've ever heard of Suzette, she's like rolling around right now interdimensionally. But when I got her, she was attached to a painting, and I released her from the attachment to the painting. She was like stuck to this fucking painting. It was really annoying what used to happen in the old grid with ghosts. Anyways, that was one of my like little things I used to do. I'd like go find haunted objects and then de-haunt them. Then the ghosts could just go do whatever they wanted. It was great. Anyways, so yeah, she lived with me in my apartment in 2017, and she just lived with all of her ghost furniture in the dining room. And I also would paint it in the dining room back in 2017, just like I do now. So, yeah. It was just funky. I wanted to share. Also, this is a weird thing, but the sheet isn't fitting the bed the way that it did literally like a few days ago. So, like, we got these straps to like hold the sheet on the mattress because the mattress is too small for the sheet that we bought, but we like the sheet. And I really like a super crisp, really nice bed, right? My linens have to be like just really nice and luxury witch vibes. Like I cannot sleep in a rumpled mess. Like I just can't do it. Rumpelstiltskin. Okay. I can't do it. So Michael was like, oh my God, I found these straps that like you can adjust them. They fit on any mattresses. We can like keep our sheets on the bed. Woohoo! Right? We ordered them. He put them on when they got here. It was great. The sheet didn't move. It was like fucking heaven. Okay. So then he's in here and he's like, they're not like, it's not fitting the exact same way. It's not fitting the exact same way. And I was like, well, maybe it shrunk in the wash. Cause like, I mean, he washed the sheet, you know what I mean? Maybe it like shrunk in the wash, you know, he dried it. Maybe it like shrunk up a little bit. But I'm like, new timeline? Like, I just feel like this is a new timeline situation because it's like nothing is like, there's just these weird little differences. Then I remembered that I knew someone who was very prominently mentioned. Well, I knew a bunch of people who knew this person. I did not personally know this person, and I'm not going to say who it was, but there was somebody that a bunch of people that I knew back in the Dallas club scene knew, who has since been rather prominently mentioned in the news and stuff. And I had never connected the dots of who the person was, and that it was the same person that all of these people that I knew, that I would hear about this person. You know, I'd just hear about, oh, she was in town, or, this or that or the other, right? I was like, that's wild. Like, I can't believe I never connected the dots of, like, this before right now. I don't know. Right now. I don't know. Just, strange stuff. It was such a thing. It was like, oh, I should have connected some dots here before now. And then it started connecting other dots from my days in the club scene and other things. And I was just like, I'm having a whole night, y'all. Like, I was like, this is interesting. It's like, I feel like there's a whole series maybe of timelines that are coming online that were not previously. I feel like sometimes we have like certain timelines that are on and certain timelines that are off. Maybe it somehow connects with binary coding. I don't know. I'm not enough of a nerd for that. But if you are, take it and run with it, honey. Don't threaten me with a good time. I just know enough astrology and coding shit to be dangerous. So anyways, I don't know. I feel like maybe it had off and on, like maybe like timelines off, timelines on, zeros off, ones on. I don't know how that connects with timelines, but I feel like maybe someone out there does. If you do, and you're not in Which Are You, join and come tell me. Oh my gosh, right now, what are you doing? The link's in the description. Go. Come tell me. And please answer my questions. I don't know. I just have a breadcrumb trail and a bunch of keys that I'm carting around, and I'm like, please come get your keys. So anyways, that's my night. Yeah, I don't know. I guess if anything else weird happens, I'll just do a PPS. But maybe that's it for the weirdness of the I tried to say that out loud. I think we're going to delay this episode coming out until tomorrow, because I tried to say that out loud, and I not only, my higher self was cackling, I could just hear all of myselves cackling, and then I also could hear, all the guides cackling when I tried to say, maybe that's it for the night. Okay, homies, I get it. The Coven of One and the guides are all like, really? You think we'd waste a good Andromedan moon? What's wrong with him? The moon's in Pisces right now, which is giving the Andromedan frequency to Earth at the moment. So, vibes. Okay, well, I guess if there is no further ado, if this is simply much ado about nothing, then farewell, and I'll talk to you in the next episode. And then if this is not much ado about nothing, and it is in fact much ado about something, then I shall talk to you in the PPS. Oh, wait, literally 5 seconds later, here's the PPS. Okay, so here's the next weird thing that we're noticing. There's no one around us right now. There's no one at our apartments. There's only 4 apartments in the building that we're in. It's we live in the mountains. It's like a super small little place. There's a building next door that has a couple of apartments in it, but that's mostly for short-term guests, it seems, of the owner. I guess. I'm not sure. We don't, it's also we live next door to a business. So it's there's people over there. We don't really know what's going on. Whatever. But there are a couple of a couple of these also used to be Airbnbs. I don't know if any of them still are. Not sure. But next door, there's no one. So next door at the other building, it is cleared out because we live like at the foot of a ski resort, if you don't know. So ski season is like ending. So we've had a very busy winter, and now it's like, we get our home back. Yay. But then the weirder part is there's no one at our building. And that's strange too, because there hasn't been like no one here. Like there is no one probably within a block of us at least right now. Like there's no one here. There's nobody here. The place has been full for months on end. It's kind of driven us crazy because that was like, we did not want that, but this happened to be the location that we needed to be in interdimensionally. You know what I mean? So this is where we're at. But it's just interesting. Like it's been a very funky night so far. And I'm like amped. Like I was so tired earlier and I'm like ready to go. Like it is 11 p.m. and I'm like, I was doing a wild dance at Michael. Not like that. Like wild bird person ready to, like I'm fucking turned over here. Like I don't know. I'm all hopped up on Mountain Dew, y'all. I don't know why I'm all hopped up on Mountain Dew, but it's literally the dew of the mountains. It's the fae. I am in the mountains and the dew approaches. That's what it is. Anyways, I don't know. There's just some very... Oh, okay. I just looked at the void portal to Andromeda, which is one of my paintings, if you didn't know. And... like, I expect everybody to have all of my paintings' names, which have never been released in public, memorized. What's wrong with you? Jesus Christmas. Huh?
Just like in music.
Yeah. Like, what do you mean you don't already know? You know what the void portal is. If you're listening, you know. It's not just a painting, y'all. Okay, it's an interdimensional location, and you've probably been there if you're listening to this. Anyways, so I just looked at it. It like the phthalo blue portions of the portal, phthalo, whatever. I had never heard Bob Ross say it when I read it, so in my head it's phthalo blue. All right, that sounds classy. I don't know what to say. Anyways. No, this shit is like moving over here. Like the portal keeps moving, y'all. The portal keeps moving. Like, and not, okay, so like when I move my glasses and the portals are in certain light, I can make the portals dance. It's really fun. Like, not like that. I'm doing that right now. No, that's normal. Okay. Yeah. That's reflection of light and glass and bend. And I understand how these things work. Okay. The damn paint just like dissolved and then it resolved. Like it dissolved into nothingness and then it came back. I don't know what just happened. That was so fucking weird. Look at the void and see if you see anything. It's so pink and orange too. It's so fabulous. The void. You'd expect it to be all dark and melancholic or whatever. And it's like, hi. What the fuck was that?
So... there is people now all the way on the other side.
But I just heard a door close.
Same.
Where did the door close?
It's on the next door upstairs. Also, the lights are on over there when they're not normally on. But then again...
On over where?
On the other building.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm talking about the apartment.
Interesting. I don't know, y'all. All right. Well, at this point, there very well may be additional weirdness. So if there is, you know the drill. And if there's not, you also know the drill. Bye.